Hi there, my name is Terri Cole, and I'm the founder of Live Fearless and Free. I'm also a licensed psychotherapist and coach in New York City and Los Angeles. Today, I want to teach you how to overcome the fear that might just be running your life. So let me start by asking you a question. How much of your life do you think is run by unchecked fear? How much time do you spend worrying about what other people think about you? Do you speak your mind with ease and grace? Or do you have the disease to please? Are you so afraid of failure that you don't even try the things that you really want to do in your life? All of these things are ways that your fear mind or your mafia mind are running your life. So I've spent the last 15 years of my career teaching clients and students how to kick the crap out of their mafia mind. And now it's time for you to learn as well. So what makes me an expert on fear? I got my master's in clinical social work to become a therapist in 1997. And as I was graduating from grad school, the single most important event of my life happened, and I met Victor, the man who would become my husband. Now, Vic was a widower who lived in New Jersey with 3 acting out angry teenage sons. They lost their mom when they were little kids, and she had died of cancer when she was 29. But I didn't care. Vic was perfect for me, and they were perfect, and I'd found my family, and I was thrilled. So 2 months into my relationship with my new family, my father, who was not sick, dropped dead suddenly of a heart attack, which was very traumatic. And 2 months after that, I was cleaning out my father's house with my sisters, and I found a lump in the base of my throat. And then I was diagnosed with a malignant tumor. So I needed to have surgery and radiation. And then about 2 months after that, I actually found another lump on the other side of my throat. And I was diagnosed with a more serious cancer that could move to lungs and bones. And I had the same surgery over radiation. And at this point, isolation followed because all of these things were very traumatic, especially as I was developing this relationship with these boys, these kids who had lost their mom so young. So after the second cancer surgery, things were starting to get back to normal. And I was like, okay, we're in our family flow, it's working. And I heard something in the backyard. It was a beautiful summer night. And I opened the door to step outside. And I see this huge stocking-faced man kneeling on Vic's back with a large gun to the back of his head. So we were robbed at gunpoint in our home with one of the boys in the house. And this, my friends, completed my PhD in fear. For the first time in my life, I was afraid all the time. And although the therapist in me knew it was a traumatic response, the human in me was incensed. And I knew that there was no way that I could actually live my life and work my dharma, my purpose in life, if I continued to let fear dominate my thoughts and my mind and my decisions. I worked through my own fear with my therapist, and I spent the next 15 years in my busy private practice in New York and LA researching the effects of fear and the mind-body connection and demystifying fear for my clients. So I'm going to share a few truths that I know about fear from this 15 years of research. The first one is that fear is just a feeling and not a fact. So the only informed fear is mortal fear. And since fear is just a feeling, that's excellent news because we change our feelings all the time. The second thing I know about fear is that your fear mind or your mafia mind is a bully. So the same way that the mafia extorts money from people, your mafia mind extorts the future joy from your life by threatening you with what might happen. The third thing that you need, if you're going to win the battle with fear, is you need present moment consciousness. You have to flex your be here now muscle so that when the negative script starts to roll, you are present enough to stop that script and choose something else. So how do you build that be here now muscle? The most effective way that I have learned over all of these years is through a dedicated meditation practice. So I've spent 10 years with a dedicated practice myself, and I have taught hundreds of clients to meditate effectively in their life. You don't have to be a Buddhist monk to meditate. If you have a couch and the desire to sit down, you can meditate. And the last thing I want to talk about with fear and combating fear is how to be gratitude in motion. When you are fearfully ruminating, it's incredibly isolating. So nothing gets you out of your head and into living your life faster than sharing your unique and special gifts and talents with others. So I want to leave you with a challenge. I want you to take 7 days and I want you to meditate for 10 minutes a day. The first thing you're going to do is create a sacred space, and I'll call it an external sacred space because this is going to be the symbol to remind you to create stillness and silence and an internal sacred space. So in your sacred space, you can have a candle, you can have a picture, you can have a little statue, whatever it is that will make you feel calm. And then I'm going to ask you for 10 minutes a day for 7 days to set your egg timer, to sit your butt on the pillow, and start your meditation with 2 questions. What do I really want? And what am I really afraid of? And then you're going to spend 10 minutes just letting those answers come into your mind, because they will. When you get to the fear that is in your unconscious mind and you bring it into your conscious mind, now you can have power over it. You can release it. You can decide it isn't true. But if you have no stillness and silence, there's no ability for you to actually bring that fear up and get it out. So I hope that some of this resonated with you. I hope you do the 7-day challenge. And as always, take care of you.